live right here on the Street Hype Edutainment Show. Hey, King. Hey, I think we might be all right. Yo, all right. Just want to make sure on the mic. 1, 2. We good. All right. Freestyle. So, we live right here on the Street Hype Edutainment Show.
Man, I confess, I can't concentrate with the drum.
The drum.
Maybe you could just ask them to hold for 5 minutes.
Let's try it again. We live right here on the Street Hype Edutainment Show. Last time we was in Richmond. We kind of missed the interview, but we finally caught up with my man right here, Elder Dr. Runoko. How you doing, King?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Definitely. Well, you know what I'm saying? We finally caught up with you. We want to ask you a few questions for the streets, for those who never heard of you or know you. You know what I'm saying? What is your main field of studies right now? What exactly do you do?
Well, I'm a historian and I'm an anthropologist. But right now, to be honest with you, I'm doing a great deal of travel. I'm doing a lot of research. I'm able to see a lot of things firsthand, visiting a lot of museums, just trying to document the global African presence.
Okay, so you kind of like, you know, preserving our history for the next generation, so to speak, you know, collecting that information, you
The
saying?
next generation and many generations to come.
That's just good. Then you saying, what inspired you to pretty much get into what you do and dedicate your life to this, for life?
Well, I decided to become a historian when I was about 18 years old. You know, I was a university student. I was very good at history. It was easy for me to memorize dates and facts and figures. In other words, brother, I would say that I was almost destined to be a great historian, and I've tried to live that.
So when you got it, what you said, about 18, so it started eating you up in a sense. I would call it eating you up in a sense, kind of thinking about it all the time.
I read a book called The Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, and he tried to address the question of what became of us. And he talked about Africans who left Africa in ancient times, went to various parts of the world, and I wanted to find out what happened to them.
So who was one of your teachers? Who was one of your main teachers?
My greatest teacher was Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. And Ivan Van Sertima is from South America, and his focus was largely on the African presence in America before Columbus. So I worked with Dr. Van Sertima for the better part of 25 years.
Let me ask you a question. And you always hear people say, we're all the same and stuff like that. And you don't travel all around, dealt with different people. Is it true that we're all the same, or is it a difference that make us different is the culture that we live?
No, I do think we're humans are pretty much the same.
Okay.
But I think that we've had different historical and cultural experiences. So it's not to me so much the difference in terms of how people look, but the difference in terms of how people think, the difference in terms of how people see the world. For example, I would say that Europeans come out of Africa, that Europeans have African parents, but they have been so far removed from their African roots that I'm reluctant to call them Africans at all. They've become very different people, very cruel, savage, barbaric, selfish, and I think they've gotten out of control.
And people kind of lost their identity, original identity, we'll call it.
And become something very different.
I like that. Now, is knowing your culture, in your opinion, is important, you think, to the as far as a race of people? And
history is absolutely essential. Knowledge of self is, indispensable. I always say that it's impossible to prepare for tomorrow if you don't pay attention to what happened yesterday.
That's true. Well, Runoko, I know your time is running low. You got to get back here, get ready to speak. I got one more question. What advice would you give to like a youth if you had to run up on them?
Know thyself.
Know thyself.
Know thyself. Learn about who you are. Learn your great heroes and sheroes. Read as much as you can. But I would just say that, and here's the expression I use all the time, and I'll finish with this. What you do for yourself depends on what you think of yourself. And what you think of yourself depends on what you know of yourself. And what you know of yourself depends on what you have been told. You're never too young to begin to learn about who you are, your culture, your people. You're never too old, and you can never put enough emphasis on it. Malcolm X used to say, of all our studies, it is history that is most qualified to reward our research. And I guess you could say that's my motto in life right now.
That's your motto in life. Oh, you got books, man. You gotta let people know you got books, man, for they can order them and stuff. They can't go out like that. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Can you get a book?
Yes.
got three books here, don't you feel?
All right, well,
When people can try and get these as well, let them know there's this going on.
these 3 books
Let's see what you got. I'm going to hold up to the camera for you.
are 3 of the books that my more recent works.
Okay.
The small one, the black one, is just a travel book, a collection of travel essays. It's called Travel Notes with Runoko Rashidi.
Okay.
And then the red book is the African presence in early Europe. Black Star, the African presence in early Europe.
That's kind of what you was talking about a minute ago. They use, okay.
Yeah, but exactly.
Just get into it.
And I'm going to get into that in the second part of the presentation. And the third book, the other one, is the African presence in early Asia. This is a 400-page book. This is my biggest book right now, and I think my greatest work. And it's called Black Star. It's called the African Star over Asia, the Black Presence in the East. And all of these books are available. If anybody's interested, they can contact me at runoko@hotmail.com, or they can go to my website, which is www.travelwithrunoko.com.
Go travelwithnoko.com. We out of here. Street hype.
Thank you, my brother. All right.
I'll send it to you soon.